I'm fine. See, I'm still smiling. I'm fine. Thank you. I I know that some people want to send me messages. I appreciate it, but please, I I wish I could explain to you why I don't want to read so many messages or receive so many calls. I'm an empath, and I get overwhelmed emotional very easily. So when there's an outpour of compliments or so I can kind of I can hibernate. I do that when it gets too much. I try to I take steps back. So I just don't want people who care and are trying to show concern, support. I don't want you to be worried. Yeah, I've not lost my smile. This is biggest now. Trust me, no shaking now. Eh? Yeah, things stuff's happen. Sometimes people like us, myself, and many others have to go through certain journeys in life so that we'll be able to tell our stories, uh, help others in whichever way. And I am very passionate about helping in terms of giving moral support, admonition. I'm very passionate about that. It's something I derive pleasure in doing, which is why I love to mentor. And yeah, so the the lows and the highs will come, yeah, but what I've learned is to embrace it. Embracing it. I'm not saying that um staying in the same position and feeling down. That's not the kind of embrace I'm talking about. I'm talking about embrace of not being in denial of what I'm feeling, because if I deny what I'm feeling, then I'm not resolving whatever internal crisis or whatever issues I'm dealing with. And one thing I don't do, definitely do not do, is pretense. Those who know me know me. I don't do pretense. In fact, I can be brutally honest, and I can be annoyingly, blunt. Yeah, I can be. So I can't. I don't hide. I don't hide. So when I'm feeling something, if I'm not feeling good, I'll tell you I'm not feeling good. Like if you know me and you just ask me that báwo ni, báwo lára yín, ṣé àlàáfíà lẹ or something like that. I do jàre. If I sound like that, then you know that I'm not fine. I'm not going to be all smiles and the bubbly to tell you that I'm fine when I'm not. No, that's not who I am. I know sometimes people try to shy away from these things because, see, that is one of the problems we have. The fact that the society and the world wants people to live a life of pretense. That's why you find people trying to uh, go on social media to pretend to live the life that they don't have, to show off what they don't possess, to claim they have what they don't have. And then they look at other people's lifestyles and they start getting headaches because they can't have what those people have. There's just too much make believes, and then people are being misguided. It's a lot of trouble in the society. Alhamdulillah, thankfully, I'm not like that. I don't those those kind of issues don't affect me. Honestly, alhamdulillah. I the kind of issues that would really bring me down, and I don't throw words around, playfully. I don't do that. I don't. If I say that I have headache, know that I've had a headache for several hours or maybe days without talking about it. If I tell you that I'm not feeling good, it would have taken me a whole lot to say it, because I internalize a lot. I absorb so much. That is, something that could be both negative and positive. So I don't throw words around. I don't. And and definitely I'm not going to do anything for the fun of it. I'm not, as much as I can say I'm a playful person, there are things I don't joke about. And also, if you know me, you can even say sometimes, hi, I take things too seriously because I always see things beyond the surface, you know. I generally see things beyond the surface. I can start analyzing and start philosophizing. You will even get tired of that conversation. Like, take it easy, chill now, you know. Yeah, so the low moments will come, no doubt. But alhamdulillah, I mean, like I said, I have developed a coping mechanism and it's been working for me for several years. That's not to say that it's the lasting solution, and that's also not to say that I'm not looking at ways to address whatever issues. You just wait and see. Um, by the special grace of God, it's going to be documented. So when that time comes, I then I will ask for your support. You know, your home girl is gonna write a story, and she's gonna ask you to buy a book, inshallah. Yeah, so I just thought I should drop this morning. I've actually been thinking of having a periodic discussion and bringing people on board, whoever wants to talk about it or whoever isn't afraid to take that leap, you know, because it's one of the most vulnerable things to do is to admit your weakness, especially in public spaces. And admitting your weakness, not in terms of putting your life out there, admitting your weakness in terms of your journey towards growth, you know, healing, your healing process. Like if you've been through something, talking about it isn't always easy, depending on the kind of experience you've had. And that's not far-fetched because we know we live in a judgmental world. You know, these people will judge you before they understand it, even if they are still going to be on your side, before they show any sympathy or empathy, they would have judged you, especially if they don't have the full story. You know, that's the kind of world we live in, unfortunately. And so I'm thinking of maybe starting a series. I'll see whoever wants to come on board. And I'm very passionate about a lot of things. Usually, you know, things that I centers around self-awareness, women, definitely women, self-awareness, self-growth, self-development, self-actualization. I'm not an expertise on that, but mental health. You know, I'm very passionate about these discussions. I'm very highly passionate about them, and if you're wondering if I've ever used the internet for uh, any of that purpose, I have. I've had different platforms where I've had speaking engagements. I've had to discuss about self-awareness. I've spoken about mental health at some point. I've spoken about, oh yeah, I skipped out marriage. I'm very passionate about marriage. I was actually drafting notes as far back as 2007. I still have the notes in the house. I was going to write a book then, a topical issue in marriage, but I never went through with it. Anyway, we'll see what the future holds. Yeah, so so this kind of discussions I've been able to talk about aside writing, being able to talk about in behind the camera, because most times it could be on WhatsApp, and I've had a few engagements also online. So for anybody who is also looking for solutions, you know, or something practicable that they can do, you have to begin with self-awareness. You need to understand yourself. You need to be in tune with your emotions. Whatever you're feeling, you need to be able to label it, and you need to be able to look around you, your environment. Sometimes, like for me now, my environment is one of the reasons I get anxieties. Yeah, so and unfortunately, that's a constant factor for now. You know, that's why I said that. You know, like perpetual sadness can be as a result of the symptoms or the causes not changing. For instance, if you lack some nutrients and something is evidently showing that you lack this nutrient, if you're deficient of vitamin C, for instance, if they tell you take more fruits, you know, maybe you're having blisters and stuff like that, getting being prone to cold and all of that, like you can deal with that. You start addressing it. You can easily change that. But if you can't deal with what is causing or bringing on your anxiety, you know, um, it could prolong your healing process. It could prolong your healing process. And whatever I even say now cannot suffice. I cannot summarize years of struggle. I cannot summarize it in minutes, not even an hour. I'm telling you, not even an hour if I wanted to. I wouldn't be able to do that. So, whatever you're feeling, label it. Analyze. Try to see what's bringing it on, what's causing it. Can you change it? Do you need help? You seek help. Are you talking to people? Is it your environment? Is it your workplace? Is it your is it work itself? Is it relationship? So is it financial? Money. So those things happen. So I mean that's life. That's life in general. So that there's no need shying away from these things. In as much as everybody wants to hear the good stories, either as somebody who lives abroad, or somebody back home, wherever you might be, we all go through stuffs, and we should seek help if we need help. And I'm taking this opportunity to thank my sisters who have reached out to me, and I believe that one way or another, if talking is part of your needed healing process, if you're not talking, your healing can take longer, and you can also regress. You can take one step forward and take 3 steps backwards. And for me, the absence of human interaction has done more of the blow that I've been hit with than anything else. Not having that interaction, physical presence of people. That's for me. So it's not a one size fits all. Whatever you're dealing with, you have to deal with it according to what works for you. Everybody has to look for, and let me quickly state here that which is why even having an online presence or interacting, like I have a friend that we talk every day, every single day. I have a friend that over the phone. We went for 5 years without even seeing each other, but we kept in touch over the phone. I mean, in recent time, we've been talking over the phone. In the past years, we were Facebook, WhatsApp together. You understand? Like, even that itself cannot really resolve whatever issues I'm dealing with. That's just a fraction of it. If you understand what I'm saying, that's just a fraction of it. So, and when I said it was multi-layered, I wasn't exaggerating. I don't throw words around unless I mean it. Believe me, I say what I mean and I mean what I say. That is me for you, So, yeah, so summarily, whatever it is that anyone who is watching this, I hope anybody who comes across this video finds it useful and valuable. Don't lie to yourself about the issues you're dealing with. Don't be in denial. No, that's the place to start. Don't be in denial, and that's why it's important for you to label whatever you're feeling. If you don't even know how to describe it, it's okay, but don't deny it. Sometimes you might not even find the right words to describe how you're feeling. Your emotions can be all over the place, especially if you're a woman with other hormonal issues and all of that, packed together with whatever external issues might be affecting you. Yeah, so you might not really get the word to describe it, but that's not to say that you should deny it. Understand that what's happening to you at that moment isn't how you would usually be, or doesn't define who you are. And understand that it's also a phase. Understand that healing is possible. Understand that healing takes time. Understand that you can take it one day at a time. You don't need to push yourself. You don't need to impress anyone. Just Take care of yourself. Look after yourself. Self-care is very important as much as self-awareness, like I said. And yeah, the Yoruba people will say that ìrètí pípẹ́ ó máa ń ṣọkàn láàárẹ̀, ó máa ń fa ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì ọkàn. So if certain things are bothering you and you can't really get over it, get over that feeling, whatever you're feeling, whatever difficulty is confronting you and you can't get over it, you need to get to a space where you have to accept this is outside your control. And you need to get to that space of acceptance of what you can control and do it in bits. Don't rush. Don't push yourself too far. People don't like us to admit that we have limits, but I think that's my personal philosophy. My personal philosophy about that statement is that I don't know what yardstick you're using to measure it, because we have limits. We have limits. We have limited capacities as human beings. There are things we cannot do that only God can do. Do you get what I'm saying? Àwọn nǹkan kan wà tá a lè ṣe torí pé èèyàn ni wá, ẹlẹ́ran ara ni wá. So I don't like to use that statement, because for me I find it bogus and it can also be misleading, because it makes people push themselves beyond their limits. You see, they push themselves beyond their limits because they want to hold on to that thing that says that you can do anything or you can do everything. There are certain statements I don't use because it sounds ambiguous. I told you I don't take things on the surface. No blame me, I beg. That's why I always go deep. I'm deep like that. Yeah. So if you are finding that certain things are outside your control, seek help. Yorùbá kò ń burú títí kó má kẹ́ni nìkan mọ́ ni. There must be at least one single person in your life that you trust, that you can talk to and will not go blabbing about your matter, because that's another problem. The reason people don't talk is because they don't want to be mocked. And if you really want to assist people, if you want people to open up and discuss their mental health issues, aside the stigmatization, the problem is also of having somebody to talk to whom you trust, somebody you can confide in. Secrecy, people can be sworn to secrecy these days. You don't even know, because everybody wants to gain their 3 minutes of fame, and before you know it, your story probably is all over social media and you are not even the one telling it. These things happen and it's insane. I mean, somebody is already in a low place. What benefit would come from you making them sink further into whatever they are feeling? So it's we should be humane, we should be considerate, we should be compassionate and be empathetic towards each other. And it starts from home. This is our African setting. We know they discuss feelings. I don't know why. I absolutely have no, I don't know. I know. So we are like maybe I think our generation is the last generation of those who don't discuss feelings. So don't be shocked if you don't have grammars coming to ask you, showing affection and all of that. Our generation was the last. Those ones that came after us, is it Generation Z or which one? Those ones, those ones they talk. No, it's bad. Then they yarn anyhow. Then they misyan themselves. So we know they do that, So it can't be so bad that you can't even find one single person that you'll be able to talk to. That's what I'm saying. You should find one single person that you can trust. At least one person. And we hope to see light at the end of the tunnel. We'll get there. Okay, we'll get there. Hang in there. We'll be fine. All right. Thank you.